Hello, Flosstube.
Bye!
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak farm.
The killer keeps got with me farm.
Marcy, this man has had some energy lately. Welcome to all of our new subscribers and welcome back to all of our returning subscribers. If you have stumbled upon this channel and you don't know what we're doing, we're here to talk about a cross stitch.
Or I'll just simplify this as what Dad's side family would say. Hey, y'all, welcome.
Fall is here. I don't think it got out of the 50s today.
Supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow. You know what? This little one has been ignoring us all day. I sit down to do this, and all of a sudden I'm getting
The dog wants in her lap. Wants in his or her spot.
Hasn't wanted in it all since I got it home.
It is supposed to be 70-something this weekend. You know, it would have been nice on Saturday when I was standing outside at the market freezing my bonbons off.
No, I wasn't with her. I was at my normal job.
Someone had to work his day job.
My day job has issues, so I have to work more hours than normal.
Yes.
Well, I don't have to, but I feel obligated to, so...
You're going to. Because you're a nice guy.
And I'm a broke guy, so I want money.
We are by no means broke.
If I took everything we sort of need to buy, versus how much money we currently have, one is higher than the other, so yeah, we're broke. We're not.
But it's only sort of need to buy. Anyways, moving along. Sunday we did Tour de Stitches. Sort of. Kind of. We're not going to talk about it. We will show you the haul when we get to haul. And we'll talk about Tour de Stitches when we get to haul. So this is going to be probably longer than normal. Because I did take a bunch of pictures on tour. I'm going to put the pictures on the back. And we do have a bit more haul than normal. So.
Considering this is my normal haul, that's an understatement.
I know.
I get a little greedy.
Let us, all the people who gave us love this week.
Cheryl,
Tranquil Stitches,
Bridget, Glenna, Heather, Lynn, Aussie Stitcher.
Aussie Stitcher is Belinda. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Glenna's Crockpot.
Yep.
They've taken to calling Joe Home Skillet on virtual stitchers because I call him Home Skillet. So he has started calling Glenna Crockpot because Glenna was the one that started it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said congratulations on quitting.
You remember that little rant I had last week about how to Cheryl for the 30 days
Daily 30
group she's with? Yeah, she saw it and liked the idea.
Yes. We'll talk about that though when we get to whippage. Which
my rants actually wound up being useful.
It's now, because that's all we have to talk about on the opening. Yeah, everybody gave us love. Everybody said congratulations on quitting. And sure loved Joe's idea. So, let's go to whips and we'll talk about that.
Whatever that was supposed to be. Wow. I have a lot of energy, but I'm exhausted. Figure that out, people. Okay, I got my Slovak hand-dyed. How do you say it when you make the bags? So it's not hand-dyed.
The bags are still under hand-dyed by the Slovak farm.
Okay, not dyed, hand-dyed by the Slovak farm bags with an awesome print.
Yes, it's upside down because that's the back side.
What can I say? Joey's got back. And I'm doing Leisure Arts, Liberty Angel, or should I say, I've had a really rough weekend with everything. So I got a little bit of stitching in today so I can actually do something.
It's okay.
And good luck seeing it. It's the same color as the fabric. You can see it kind of well there, but there's also some in there too. I'm doing the white, which is basically do a line, highlight it, do a line, highlight it, so you can keep track of it.
And we're doing this on
Heirloom. Hand dyed by a
16
Slovak.
count heirloom. Hand dyed by the Slovak farm.
I'm not gonna lie. After I pick out the fabric, I forget the count because I have an issue with numbers.
Okay, sorry, technical difficulties. Apparently my phone doesn't want to recognize the SD card to storage, so I'm hoping I don't get cut off again before I get done with whips. I was stitching the rainbow last week. Got a little grumpy, but I had like 2 colors left and I was like, we're getting this done. So let us start with, I was stitching the rainbow last week because last week was candy corn week for Daily 30. And we had to do Indian corn, and we had a bunch of different types of candy corn. Indian corn was my main one for the prompt. You guys saw that last week. You guys saw my reindeer corn, my red, white, and green. So I had bunny corn and cupid corn left to do. Bunny corn had a whole bunch of colors. So I worked on this little sailboat card kit that Glenna so lovingly gave me. I started this actually for 7 Wonders of the World monthly prompt in September. Forgot to show it to you guys. My bad. So
I didn't forget to show you this.
as your puppy.
Somebody
So
was
here's where we
climbing
are.
the floors.
We had the boat done, this blue done, that blue done, that blue done, and some of the water done. I've put in a bunch more of the water. I put in like over 100 stitches. I lost count and I just kept going for some reason. I don't know. So I put in more of the water for my blue bunny corn. I put in the sand for my yellow bunny corn. And then I put in red for my red on cupid corn. So that was 320-ish stitches for you. I was going to end up how many stitches I had stitched this week, but I forgot. So for the green, for my bunny corn, I wanted to go with a light green. I thought about it. I was going to stitch on something else. Gave it some thought, wanted to go with a light green for my bunny corn. So I pulled out cardinal points because it's got a light green in it. And I put in exactly 100 stitches. Down this side, right there. The single line on the green. Sorry, they kind of stuck together. So that was exactly 100 stitches. Cardinal points is on 18 count Cleveland Fog, hand dyed by the Slovak farm. Gonna put some more work in on this week. Woohoo! But that's plans. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. So we had to do pink, or we had to do pink and purple too for the bunny corn. So this is my start for the purple. I'm stitching the retreat chart that I created. I'm going to stitch a model up for it. So I started. That's 121 stitches. Oh, I already told you cardinal points was 100 stitches. And then, so that was my purple. And then there was pink in bunny corn and pink in cupid corn. I had nothing with a significant block of pink in it, so it's you I like. There's 129 stitches in this. I do intend on sending these to people. I just use them for stitch counts. And yes, they're on the same piece of fabric. See what's on the bottom? Turkey sausage. Because I'm lazy. 100%.
So if I went after it with a sharp knife?
28 count, hand dyed by the Slovak farm, even weave. Yes, there is enough to fit Lakeshore across here. I FFO my own stuff. I don't give myself a 3-inch margin. Unless I'm framing, and even then it's questionable. I will not lie. No fake here. So that was 2. It's You I Like is 129 stitches, so 2 of those. And then to close out Candy Corn Week, yeah, I'm throwing things. To close out Candy Corn Week, I needed white stitches. So I put, they did not go far or anything like that. I put them in my bag that I put all of my whips in for the week.
Yeah, but that was just too funny not to do. As you said, I'm in an interesting mood.
I'm going to say that we will probably get through whips quite quickly this week. So my white stitches for bunny corn was on my log cabin.
But you have a story that'll probably take Melissa's time up that you're saving.
Oh, that's right. I got to tell you about doubles. Yes, my log cabin is that close in margins.
Do people really care?
I may own FF4. Nope.
Then what do you use? So
I did this down here in white, and then I did the white that's going on the tree. Ha, that's the back of it. No wonder it looked funny. I did this down here in white, this white that's going on the trees, the white snowflakes, and the top of the house. And it was 126 stitches. I hit 100 stitches and had some more time to kill at work on the day I was stitching this, so I just kept going. That's what I do. I only take one project with me to work because it's not really conducive for me to take
the big bag.
More than one. Yeah.
The bag of bags does not fit.
And honestly, I don't take big projects or stuff that I can't really stitch, don't want to really stitch in hand. Because hauling my big frame around is a bit much. But I'm a BAP lover, so that sometimes is a problem. Okay. So Joe's suggestion last week was that to appease the people that felt that Cheryl's stitch counts were low, or that they didn't get enough stitching time on a project, she could double the stitch count. So that's what Cheryl decided to do starting on Friday's challenge drop. She offered up double stitch counts. So what you have to do is you have to meet at least the top tier stitch counts. So this week you have 3 tiers. You have 200, 300, and 400. So you have to meet at least the top tier, the 400 level, and then you can do another 200, another 300, or another 400 as you so choose. I dropped a piece of thread out of something. So, the only kind of caveat is it has to, well, there's 2. You have to meet the top tier of stitch counts, which goes for time also. Her times also. I don't do time stitching, so I don't know what her time increments are. Sorry. And it has to meet the prompt. So if you have 3 projects that meet the prompt, theoretically you could do 200 stitches do 400 stitches on one, 200 on another, 200 on a third. Is my understanding of it. Cheryl, if I'm wrong, correct me. I'm not gonna...
In other words, there's plenty of stitching for you to do, can it?
There's plenty of stitching. There's plenty of stitching. This week we're visiting Frankenstein's castle in Germany. I do appreciate Cheryl's group for the reason that you can do as many stitches as you want on a project, really. I mean, if you only feel like you're going to get 200 stitches in on your projects, you still kind of get a reward for those. And nobody can say, well, you should have done more stitches on this project, or you should have... Nobody can do that to you. You're stitching for yourself. You're stitching against yourself. Yes, there's a boutique with rewards, but you kind of choose your own adventure. And Cheryl's prompts are pretty, I'm sorry, my nose is stuffy. Cheryl's prompts are pretty wide open as far as fitting your project to the prompt.
Okay, she accepted the archetype of Artemis.
Yeah, I got to put it for them. I have put some stretchy stuff on there. And they've been like, that's great. I do like that.
She's like, you know what? You sort of kind of hit it. Yeah, the air from your bullet knocked it over, but close enough.
So, plus, like Frankenstein's castle, it doesn't have to be Halloween stuff. There is a bonus prompt to stitch on an actual Frankenstein monster. I'm not going to do that because I'm
Cheryl's
not.
group is the one with the weeklies? I thought she was the monthly.
She has weeklies, monthlies, and yearlies, and pop-ups.
Pop-ups.
Pop-ups are like 24 hours.
I
48
had pop-up
hours.
lockers, so she kind of get it over that for me.
So, like, we're visiting Frankenstein's castle. I don't have a Frankenstein to stitch on. It's a bonus prompt, so I'm probably not going to do it, but I'm okay with that. I'm definitely not one of those people who has to stitch absolutely everything. I'm not. I'm very much. I like to challenge myself.
No, I was actually trying to think of your stitches that would work.
I don't have anything with Frankenstein on it.
Oh, you need Frankenstein on it?
Yes. So our first prompt for Frankenstein week was to stitch on something that either had two words that combined into one new word or was a two-word title. Because Frankenstein is actually technically a compound noun. Wow, I'm bringing back some English lessons there. Because Frank was a Germanic tribe that lived in the area. The Franks were a Germanic tribe that lived in the area of Germany where Frankenstein's castle is. Can you tell when I try to remember stuff and I'm struggling, I fidget? I'm sorry about that. And Stein is the German word for stone. So, Frankenstein, put it together.
Frank's Stone Castle.
The Frank Stone Castle. Yep. So, I had several two-word title patterns. I went with Santa's house because I do need to give this some love. This is stitched on a 14 count opalescence Mountain Rose by Silk Weavers. I just dropped it. I will show you up close what I stitched on. So, I actually stitched on this for the for the Frankenstein prompt and for a monthly. Something to do with fire. Because somebody in the movie Hocus Pocus summons fire rain. So I went with fire, not the rain.
Oh, I know that scene. I can give you an example of it if you want.
Please tell me.
He tricked the witches into leaving them alone by because they just showed up to this century. So he lit his Zippo and said, "If you do not leave us alone, I will hit you with fire rain." Because he said he would use his fire to cause rain, and he put his lighter up against the sprinkler system. And they spent a good hot minute thinking it was hurting them.
Fantastic. So what I stitched on, I'm Wonder Woman, so I only have to do 350 stitches to hit the top tier of the stitch count for this week. So I did 350 stitches, plus another 200 for the prompt. That was the sleigh, the presents in the sleigh, the tree in the sleigh, the snow under the sleigh, and some more snow under the house. So that was 559 stitches total on this week. I suppose I should show you what it looks like when it's finished. Shouldn't I? I forgot to do that. Santa's house. It is by Tiny Modernist. Okay, so Frankenstein's Castle. The story Frankenstein was inspired by the story Frankenstein that we all know of the mad scientist who puts together a monster and brings it to life. Was written by an author. Her first name was Mary, and now I, for the life of me, cannot remember her last name.
Oh, let me Google it real quick for you.
There will be an insert slide of her name here.
That was an interesting place to freeze. Thanks, dear.
Wasn't it great? I apologize. I should have written it down and I didn't. But she was inspired to write the story Visiting Frankenstein's Castle. And Frankenstein was considered a scary story. So we had to stitch on something that scares us. Lady of the Flag kind of scares me. Not gonna lie. I'm doing a color conversion. It is my first Mira, and she is big. She's not really that big. She's 340 stitches high by 170 stitches wide. She's kind of big girl. So I stitched on my lady. I am not done with all of my stitches on her. I'm probably 50 to 60 stitches short. Mary Shelley. And I should have known that because there's a former Blue Jackets who's now a TV analyst for the hockey team that's name is Jody Shelley. And it's spelled the same. So this is what I got done on Lady of the Flag. Again, this fabric absolutely sucks on camera. I'll stick a picture at the end of whips of the actual fabric. This is a 32 count hand-dyed by the Slovak Farm in For Your Thoughts colorway. And I stitched on a bunch of the blue. I'm not entirely sure how much blue I had done. I think maybe like here. I did here down. This. I've got like 50 to 60 more stitches to go.
Stitch it, baby, stitch it. Stitch it, baby, stitch it.
It's a lot of blue.
Whoa!
350 stitches is a lot of blue.
Could be worse.
I was thinking I was getting tired of blue the other day.
351, 352, 353. I can make it even worse. I could do like 532.
My stitching got kind of split up this week. Normally I like to do the prompt, get it done, check the box, move to the next. But it kind of got split up because I'm not taking this to market for fear of the... I apologize for the abrupt cutoff. Apparently my phone is just not going to cooperate tonight. Excuse me. I was saying I don't want to take Lady of the Flag to the market because I don't necessarily want to get her dirty. And like I said, I don't like taking my big projects to work because of space, because of carrying issues. The worst part is it cut us off right before I was on my final whip. My final whip this week, we had to stitch on something we could tie into the police. Because in 1952, the American Armed Forces Radio Network, I believe it was the American Armed Forces Radio Network, broadcast an investigation of Frankenstein Castle. And the reporter's boss thought it would be funny to booby-trap the castle, and listeners were so concerned about the reporters who were freaking out that they called local police.
I don't know what would be more funny. If I could see you setting up the traps, freaked out by the traps, or calling the police about the people freaking out about the traps. I can see you in all three roles in this story.
He is right. He's right. So, I figured my best police tie-in. Oh yeah, that's a long stretch. But in the movie Beauty and the Beast, Gaston rallies the local mob and tries to go and get the beast. Gaston appointed himself chief of police for the area, apparently, and thought he could go arrest the beast. That's what I went with. Beauty and the Beast. That's what I went with. Yes, it was. Yes, I understand. It's a stretch.
That is the stretchiest stretch. Huh, those stretch pants, those Hulk feels comfortable in those stretch pants.
It's a stretch. I don't care.
And letting you finish up so we can more.
Let me hold it right side up. This is on a 14 count opalescence hand dyed by the Slovak farm. No, it is not done.
What's left?
There's 2 rows and 5 stitches left on the very bottom.
So why don't you just bust that out and get it done?
I did 414 stitches on this.
Oh, okay.
Across there. 2 whole rows. Most of the top row, there was a row here I missed when I stitched down, so I stitched that in. That was 414 stitches. So when I got done, excuse me, I did the math for those last 3 rows. Those last 3 rows are 440 stitches. So I'm going to double this sucker up and put in those last 440 stitches by the end of the week. And that's going to be my double up offering on at least one challenge.
Double up, up. Double up, up.
If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't really.
Double up, up.
But, you know what? Might as well try.
No, it's called you want to get the dang thing done. You just find a way to get it. You have any excuse to do it.
What he said. Moving on. Haul, y'all.
Yeah!
So tour was this weekend. Well, okay, so tour started on Friday. It goes through until next Saturday. Till the Saturday after you see this video. Tour to Stitches. It's called North Coast Tour to Stitches. They need to rename it Ohio Tour to Stitches. It encompasses...
do we look dark to you?
We do, but it'll be okay. It encompasses keepsakes in Columbus. I forget the name of the shop in Piqua, and I don't know if I'm saying Piqua right. Craft Gallery in Findlay, Claire's in Vermilion, Just Stitching in Strongsville, Crafty U in Broadview Heights, Fabric Peddler in Wadsworth, Little Creek Needleworks in Canton, and Cross My Heart in Columbus. We could only do part of the tour, and I will say that we are quite spoiled where we're at. We have Crafty U, Shelley's, and Claire's within like 45 minutes of our house, and they carry all of the stuff we love.
Can I be a smart arse?
What?
Didn't you spend up your age minus like 3 not knowing of a single LNS?
Yeah.
And then she realizes how many were around. She's sitting there going, like one of them is she literally probably has walked past a couple dozen times.
I've gone past Claire Stitching Post in Vermilion, I don't know how many times.
I'm not kidding about the dozens on it.
But, yeah. But we are really quite spoiled because of the 5 shops we visited, those 3, we both walked in and found multiple things that we wanted. Now, that's not to say the stuff at the other places wasn't nice, but it definitely was not our style. And the clientele they cater to is definitely not the same type of clientele that Crafty U, Just Stitching, and Claire's has. And, well, I can asterisk that by saying they have just, the 3 that are close to us have the same type of patterns that the other 2 shops did, together. Little Creek Needleworks was very prim. It was very samplers and that sort of thing.
And floss to tie people up with.
Well, a lot of shops have a lot of floss.
I know. Oh, and their framing section was awesome.
And they have a lovely little framing section.
I love the smell. You could definitely tell they were working on the wood there. It smelled like a wood shop. I loved it. I stayed in that room and just again. It smells so good.
Her trunk shows for tour were Station Ash Primitive and 3 different sampler makers. I'm not a sampler stitcher, so I don't remember their names. I'm not a prim stitcher, so it didn't appeal to me or Joe. You know, if that's what appeals, that is clearly what appeals to her clientele. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's a lovely shop.
Let me just sum this up real quick. As Ellen has said, you don't have to agree with everything somebody else agrees with to like them.
In the famous words of my love, Anthony Bourdain, I don't have to agree with you to like you.
You can like whatever you... My thought is, stitch you.
Yes. So I'm not saying they were bad shops. I'm just saying they didn't really appeal to us. I did pick up a couple of threads while we were out there because she had the elusive presidential blue for cardinal points. And I just really like cinders. I think it's a nice color, so I bought it. Can you see that?
She bought it.
Can't see that. Cinders. Presidential blue. So then moving our way back towards home, we stopped at the Fabric Peddler in Wadsworth.
Which one's it? Just both of these or just one?
Just that one.
Can you tell what my memory's currently booting up right now?
Nice little shop. She did have more charts that would appeal to our stitching style. Her charts were the Sue Hillis, more Sue Hillis and hands-on design type, those type designers. She also was a quilt shop, so she did have some fabric choices. So her choices as far as stitching was slightly limited. That's not going to come off there cleanly, so we're not going to worry about it.
Okay, me or you?
So, Joe, what did you pick up?
I picked up Sue Hillis Designs, and I am assuming this is just called Burnt to Perfection.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with, if I show the chart, I'm going to show the charm.
So I don't show the chart. You got to pull it out.
Before I show the picture.
Before you show the picture. Bring it down just a little. There we go. It comes with a charm.
And this sums up my ability to cook. And I'm actually tempted to do something to annoy your brother.
What?
I want to put a burning marshmallow here and here.
It's not like he ever comes in our house. But anyways.
No, I will bring it. I will give it to him.
I too got a Sue Hillis chart. I got Bringing Home the Tree. Red Chuck, Christmas tree. I'm there. For like halfway to Crafty U on the way home, I was like, wait, did I buy a second one of that? But no, the one I got is the red trucks in the different smalls of the red trucks. So then we proceeded to get to Crafty U. And of course we walk into Crafty U is like walking into Shelley's. You can always find something you love.
Okay. I've never heard of this designer before.
Shannon
Christine Designs.
We are dark.
Midnight Sale. And I gotta take this out of the sleeve.
I will take mine out as well.
And I am pulling a Laura. And this one's for Monica as well to know. I'm going the Joe kind of sparklies. I'm busting out the metallics for this one. I don't think any of these colors will survive my butchering of the project. Hi, Kat.
He's going to do some color changes.
Some.
One of Crafty U's trunk shows was the Blue Flower. I think she also had Jeanette Douglas. I didn't make note of who had what. I think I took pictures of all of them, and I think they're identified in all of the pictures. But I got the Blue Flower chart, and I walked down. It says, Night walked down the sky with the moon in her hand. Everybody's stitching this. I am normally not one. Like when everybody, normally I'm one who when I see everybody stitching, I'm like, I'll just wait. I love this one.
Thing is, you're still gonna wait to do it.
I'm probably not gonna start it right away though, so there's that. Could you put that back in the bag for me? And then I got 2 of my bead packs for Lady because she needs like 5 different bead colors, and 3 of them you need 2 packs of each. And may I just take a moment to say, Glenna and Joni on Virtual Stitchers, I love you both because they both dug through their bead stashes last night to see if they had any of the colors that I needed. I love you both. I love you both.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm stealing this from you. You're not to have it.
Why?
Just to see how badly you maul me on camera. No, you mauling me.
So then we got to Shelly's and just stitching our LNS. Joe?
And how the heck I didn't see this before is beyond me. I should take this one out. Between 2 places, I really have fun.
He likes ink circles. Ink circles would be his favorite designer, I think.
No, because they do a lot of these
Monochromatics.
awesomenesses. Ink circles, dark shards. Tell me a little story about this, dear. About what you always thought when you saw it.
Oh, every time I see this, I think it's a cool pattern, so.
And then I got a blue one. I already have a yellow-orange one. Amber. Now I have blue.
Now he has more scissors. So.
Snippers.
I didn't buy this at Shelly's yesterday, but if you guys remember when I bought this pattern, Life's Moments, I decided I wanted to do all the leaves in metallic. So Stitchy Twin and I converted
Monica.
all of the leaf colors to metallics.
They were legit running around like a couple of teenage girls at an all-you-can-buy sales event in the mall.
We threw in an extra orange in case we felt like this bright orange was too much with the leaves, or I wanted to add a little bit more to it. The green that's actually called for in the pattern is the words. I'm not entirely sure I'm actually going to stitch the words in metallic, but I bought the metallic for it. So they're mostly treasure braid. I think there's one silk lame braid because we couldn't find a good brown metallic, and I'm like, I can do silk lame braid. I'll just do one strand. It'll add a different texture to it, you know. I'm not objectionable to it. So I guess I gotta dye fabric and start that soon. And then I realized 45 minutes away from home, on our way to the first stop, an hour and 15 minutes away, I forgot my scissors. Uh-oh, I'm being paged onto Virtual Stitchers.
Well, Virtual Stitchers can wait.
So I ended up buying scissors at Shelly's when we were almost done with tour. I realized this as we got in the car and went, what the bump was I thinking? At that point, it was pointless to buy scissors, but I bought more scissors.
No, I'm going to quote you here. They were not that expensive scissors, so I bought them. You always planned to buy scissors that when you got there.
No, I really didn't. Claire's stitching post is in Vermilion, and I love Shelly. I love the service Shelly gets me. I love stitching at Shelly's. I love stitch night at Shelly's. I love the friends I have met through Shelly's. I love Claire. I love Claire's stitching post. It is a small store. It's slightly claustrophobic. It does kind of get to me when we're in there. But Claire is the kind of person you love to have as your LNS owner. She talks to everybody. She wants to know what you like.
She found dragons.
She finds out that wasn't Claire that was there that day.
Oh.
But the employee that works for her, same way. She wants to know what you like so that she can help you find something you like. We were checking out and some lady had walked in just before we started checking out, got her punch card stamped and was walking around. And like, as we were checking out, she walked out, didn't buy anything. And Claire was slightly offended. She was more offended by the group of women who were kind of mocking everything she had. But Claire has a lot of stuff, like...
She has kits with odd bits
we
to it.
get with Shelley's and Crafty You. She has nothing that I would say is weird or odd. She has a lot of things kitted up. And that's a little bit pricey for the kit. But then when you think about, okay, I'm buying these separate bits. I love Claire's. So as a gift for stopping in, even though we didn't have our tour cards, she gave us a pen and this adorable little calendar. She gave us both to them. She said, you're on the tour. Here's a gift. I love
She gave me gummies.
She like insisted we take a snack.
She tried to shove water. It was the fact that we had drinks. I'm pretty sure we would have walked out with water. I think it might also be no, because she still has plenty more days.
Yeah. So I love Claire's. So if that was free, what did you purchase?
You're gonna recognize the designer place. Ink Circles, Turrets, and Town. This is like, oh my god! I actually found a pattern that's completely up my alley.
I've never seen this Ink Circles before, and I don't know how I haven't.
And the thing is, it looks like it's from 2014.
And that could be why. She does have some older like some not old patterns, but patterns that have been
this
out
one's
for a
even
little
older.
while.
And then this is Ink Circles Attractive Opposites. It is 2 separate designs that can be inverse imaged.
So you can either
Stitch
the stitches or stitch the negative space.
I plan on doing all 4 together.
And then I found RTM's Too Happy Snow Rose series. I got the Baker. I like the Baker. I got the book free from Shelley in a giveaway. The one holding the book, I like her. I really like the Baker. And as we all know, RTM is a no longer in print designer because she struggled really hard with copyright issues and the such. So I was really happy finding her chart. Finding that chart. So not a whole lot of haul, but enough.
Pull that comment. I don't think I bought this much stuff the last other thing. This is the most stuff I bought at one time in a long time.
We haven't bought this much stuff in a while. So
that's why she let me splurge when I just said, because I bought both of these. Can I get both? And you're just like, she looked at both of them and went, they're awesome. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was going to tell me no, and then she saw them and went, they're awesome.
Okay. So that's all. We're going to move on to plans and announcements. Plans and announcements. What's your plans?
Working. My job. We had the highest tech out all week last week. The second highest tech, by the way, I'm number 3. The second highest tech on Thursday hurt his leg playing with his kids, and he won't be able to do anything but light duty around the shop for a few weeks. And then the guy who was below me in the 4th or 5th in seniority wasn't in today either. I am working overtime every day this week, and if it wasn't for the farmer's market, I'd be working Saturdays too.
You can work on Saturday.
No, I'm actually working the extra hours during the week so that I can go to market.
Okay.
So I might get some...
Saturday is the first market of the winter season. We got asked to be on the board.
I figure I should show up for that at least.
It's been a bit busy in the last couple of weeks.
Yep, I was going to get some stuff done tonight, but I guess I'm getting it done tomorrow.
Okay.
I am exhausted. I accidentally worked extra hours today because I needed to. I had to get up extra early on a Monday, and I couldn't sleep.
window back there. So poor Joe, stitching is going to be light this week. So my plans, pretty simple, actually. Finish the stitches on Beauty and the Beast, finish the stitches on Lady. This will get done tonight. So I have 2 more prompts left on Frankenstein week. Fountain of Youth. So there's like this myth that there's a Fountain of Youth in the back behind the herb garden of Frankenstein Castle, and if older women go there the first full moon after April 30th and succeed at a series of challenges, their youth will be restored. So your options are to stitch on either your oldest whip or your newest whip. My newest whip is my retreat piece. It's the newest thing I've started. My oldest whip is actually technically Nativity. I hadn't planned on starting the next piece in the set until the first of the year. I am honestly debating.
Actually, since you haven't started that and each one's its own individual piece, I'm going to say no, that is not your oldest whip because you haven't started it yet. And if you started it, it'd be your newest, not your oldest. Actually, be your newest and your oldest, so it would actually have found the Fountain of Youth.
We could go with that.
She's not going to be mad because now she wants to do the Nativity. Like, this is my newest, oldest piece. It's the newest one I've started.
I actually think I'm going to go with that because technically working on the Nativity set is the oldest project I have, but I'm doing each one individually. So starting the next one would be my newest whip.
Which one is this for?
This is for Cheryl's group. Cheryl, if you have made it this far, you're going to love it.
You're probably sitting there going, hey, Cheryl, would you? I would join. Cheryl, I would join your group, but I don't stitch enough. And I've actually had people ask me while at retreats to help them. Yeah, I got bonsai'd by somebody.
I do like that idea. We're going to go with it. Because I was like, well, okay, do I start my next Nativity piece as my oldest whip technically? Or do I work on the retreat piece because I really do need to get that done? But nope, we're going with that. Nativity. There we go. So in 1978, the United States Air Force base that is stationed near Frankenstein Castle started an annual Halloween festival at the castle that continues to this day. So we needed to stitch on something that flies or something that was an airplane. Well, birds fly. I'm sure I have something else with a bird in it. Well, I know there's birds on Main Street. Birds fly.
Also, petals fly.
I have projects I need to put hands on because I haven't touched them in a couple of weeks. But, yeah, no. I am putting together 2020 plans. We will chat about that later in December. Well, in early to mid-December, because I think what I want to do is do a whole separate video for 2020 plans and kind of a whip. And with the abrupt cutoff. I don't know how a clip that was shorter than our haul wasn't enough for the size limit, considering I've been transferring everything. But we're back to the archaic days of early Flosstube for Laura. But that's actually all there is for plans. Announcements are, I am putting up a pricing list for all of the fabric that I can get in all of the sizes that I can get and all of the counts that I can get. And there are going to be some prices for some large cuts of large count fabric that are going to make you go, oh my God. Prepare yourself if you're in the fabric group. But I can get 40 count, 46 count, and 50 something count linens if you're interested. So that's our video for the week. I apologize for it being choppy. Probably gonna lose subscribers for that.
No, you're not. Stop it. Cut that out.
We'll see you again next week. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, share our channel with your friends, leave us a comment.
Bell notification thingy bomb.
Ring the bell when you subscribe so you can know when I post videos. Not that we don't do it on a regular basis. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.